My charming and fair-minded Libra friend, hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. There is a particular hush in your heart this week, Libra. It's the kind that lingers just beneath your daily exchanges, a quiet, persistent uncertainty that colors the light around you. You may sense something shifting under the surface, a subtle tension that resists easy explanation. It might appear as a vague restlessness, or as the feeling that you're missing a piece of the puzzle but can't quite name which. Even in your calmest moments, there's a flicker of doubt about what's real, what's imagined, and what is simply being left unsaid. It's as if you are waiting for a sign or for a single word that would help everything fall into place. Yet the silence remains, and you carry it with you in your gaze, in the way you pause before answering, in the way you notice small details others miss. This week, that inner hush is not just background noise. It is a question, alive and unresolved, quietly shaping the rhythm of your days. That question, that hush, is the landscape of your inner world now. And in that landscape the moon rises. Its presence isn't loud or dramatic. It's the feeling of walking through a familiar room in the dark, fingertips brushing along the walls, searching for reassurance. You sense that things are not quite as they seem. Memories blur with current worries. There's an instinct to look for hidden motives, to second-guess your own perceptions. Maybe you're more easily caught in daydreams, or maybe old fears have started to echo a little louder in the back of your mind. The world seems softer around the edges, and you're not sure whether that's comforting or unsettling. Emotional recognition comes in quiet waves. You notice how your thoughts circle the same themes, how your feelings rise and fall with the tides of memory and hope. There's a longing for clarity, yet also a resistance to certainty. Part of you wonders what would happen if you let yourself truly feel what's underneath the surface anxiety. You might catch yourself hesitating to voice a concern, afraid it might sound foolish once spoken. Or perhaps you feel tempted to withdraw, to sit with your own company and listen for answers in the silence. You're sensitive to moods, your own and others, but it's hard to know which feelings are truly yours. There's an unspoken tension here, the sense that something important is happening even if you can't see it directly. You're aware of undercurrents, of subtle shifts in the emotional weather. This sensitivity can feel isolating, but it's also what gives you a quiet strength. You have always been attuned to what's left unsaid. This week, that gift is also a challenge. It asks you to sit with uncertainty, to trust what you feel even when you can't name it. The moon's light is gentle, never blinding, and it invites you to move slowly, to let your intuition, however quiet, guide your next step. Out of this uncertain terrain, your path begins to form. The very feelings and questions that hover in your chest start to shape the way you move through your days. You might notice yourself hesitating before accepting an invitation, or feeling less interested in the usual comforts. The sense of emotional limbo becomes a kind of filter, making it difficult to connect fully with what's around you. The pause before you answer grows longer. You weigh options not just with your mind, but with the heaviness of your heart. The moon's influence is subtle but persistent, and from it emerges the energy of the Four of Cups. The outside world keeps offering possibilities, yet something in you resists. Maybe you feel a bit numb, or as if you're watching your own life from a slight distance. Familiar routines feel strangely flat, and even moments that should bring pleasure seem muted. You might catch yourself turning inward, replaying old conversations or weighing what's missing instead of what's present. There's an active tension here. the push of daily demands, the pull of your own introspection. Pressures begin to mount, not in dramatic ways, but through the steady accumulation of small choices left unmade. Others may try to draw you out, to spark your enthusiasm, but you find it hard to muster genuine interest. You're aware of opportunities, yet they don't quite resonate. Instead, there is a quiet friction between what is offered and what you can actually receive right now. Each moment of disengagement, each shrug or sigh, is a symptom of the deeper current running through you. It isn't boredom exactly. It's more like a longing for something authentic, something that would touch the place inside you that feels so uncertain. The world keeps turning and you keep moving through it, but there's a sense of waiting, for clarity, for a sign, for a feeling that would make the next choice obvious. This state is neither pleasant nor entirely uncomfortable. It simply is. The Four of Cups marks this as a week of gentle resistance, a time when your inner ambiguity colors every encounter. Even as you show up for others, there's a part of you that stays quietly apart, holding space for an answer that hasn't arrived. Yet through this friction, you begin to sense where your true hunger lies. The discomfort is telling you something important about what you truly need. It is in this uneasy space that your potential quietly waits. The path forward is not automatic. It relies on your willingness to meet the moment as it is with all its ambiguity. The feelings you carry, the questions, the hesitations, the longing for something more are not obstacles. They are signals pointing you inward. If you move through this week on autopilot, the sense of emptiness may linger. But if you bring gentle attention to your own experience, you might glimpse something deeper. The possibility for change exists not in the circumstances around you, but in the way you engage with the uncertainty itself. That is where the Hermit's invitation comes to life. This card doesn't promise a breakthrough or a sudden revelation. Instead, it extends a quiet hand, suggesting that growth is possible in the very act of looking within. You may find yourself drawn to solitude, not as an escape, but as a space where the noise of the world fades and you can hear your own wisdom more clearly. The Hermit is not about withdrawal for its own sake. It's about the kind of inwardness that brings your real questions into focus. As you step back from the distractions and demands, you begin to notice what truly matters. In this space, you discover that clarity doesn't always arrive as an answer. Sometimes it comes as a deeper acceptance of the questions themselves. The Hermit's light is steady, even in the midst of doubt. It illuminates not just what you fear, but also what you hope. You may recognize old patterns and see them with new compassion. You may realize that the very feelings you've been resisting are the ones that hold the key to your next step. Growth in this moment is not about doing more. It's about honoring your own experience, even when it's messy, uncertain, or incomplete. The Hermit invites you to listen, to reflect, and to find peace in the simple act of being present with yourself. If you look back across the week, a subtle story emerges. The hush of the moon begins as a quiet question, alive in the shadows of your heart. The Four of Cups brings that question into the rhythm of your days, shaping your choices and interactions, marking a time of pause and gentle resistance. Then in the stillness, the Hermit offers a lamp, not to banish the darkness, but to help you see yourself more truly. The cards do not point to dramatic change or easy answers. Instead, they weave together a story of growing self-awareness, of learning to trust what you feel even when clarity is elusive. You may not resolve every doubt or find perfect certainty by week's end, but you are not lost. This period of uncertainty carries its own wisdom, and within it lies an invitation to deeper self-acceptance. The hush that began as tension can become a source of quiet strength. The world around you may not change, but the way you meet it can. There is reassurance in knowing that your sensitivity is not a flaw, but a guide. You can move through the week with gentleness for yourself, allowing each moment to be what it is, and trusting that clarity will come in its own time. Actionable insights for Libra this week. Notice what draws you inward and let yourself linger there for a few breaths. Try sitting with a question instead of rushing to answer it. Let your own quiet company feel like enough, even if just for a moment. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I listen to what my heart is whispering. I trust the quiet places inside me. Each breath brings me a little more clarity. This week, I am enough as I am. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.